it's a win-win for everyone. The road was cleared. So that happened earlier this morning, by the way. Now to the PDP. Here is what Faulishe had to say about Tifnumbu and why he is probably not likely going to have any opposition. He said more. I picked this. I'm going to bring you more on that later so that I can mix match what they all have to say about their drowning in PDP so far. The first one.
The same of the government at the center. How would you talk? I mean, how would you rate the performance of the government of Bola Tinubu?
You see, Shehu, I love your questions because you like to put words in my mouth. Yes, it's not been too easy. That is the truth for Nigerians. But I think that government naturally is giving their best, but their best still needs to be upped. To me, if you say they still need time, people will begin to question and say, what time do they need? Yes, I agree that it's not been too easy for Nigerians. But I know that with little time, things could get better. That's all I can say. But the damage is a long-time damage to this economy. Don't forget. It's a long-time damage to this economy. It's not an overnight repairs. No. Repairs will not come overnight. That is the truth.
All right. Thank you so much. He's always...
Lori Buruku Fayoshe. Is that not similar to what some of them were telling you under Bukuwari? Those are the ones who were supposed to be PDP, opposition. But they were actually Tifnumbu's lackeys, Tifnumbu's Tuchi, disloyal member of supposed PDP. And to them, it's not loyalty to party, it's loyalty to themselves. And that's exactly why he is a friend of Wiki, something that Dele Momodu possibly had to emphasize on, just briefly.
Are responsible for the crisis in the party. There are those who will ask you, how did you know? What do you know? What makes you think they are responsible? There are those who also say you and your friends and your group are the ones that are fueling the crisis in the PDP. How do you substantiate your claim tonight, sir?
Yeah, truth is constant. They've never hidden their mission in the struggle ongoing in PDP. They've never hidden it. Even on your program, go on Google and search all the things they've said. They've boasted that they worked for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023. And they've also said it in advance that they will work for him in 2027. And they will remain in PDP and they will not leave PDP so that they can continue to hold PDP down, press its neck on behalf of whoever they are working for. But ultimately, they are working for themselves because they also have their own game plan. Everybody knows, even members of APC, they know that these guys are playing games. They are hoping that somewhere along the line, President Tinubu may not run in 2027, and then they will hold PDP down so that they can use PDP, because they know APC will never give them their platform. Nobody is going to allow you, after destroying your own home, to come and destroy their home. So everybody knows. As a journalist, I interact at the highest level, at the lowest level. I have access to information. And it's unfortunate that these guys are leading PDP to Golgotha. The constitution of the party is very clear. If Dr. Yechayayu has left, the next person to occupy that position must come from his part of the country, the north central region of Nigeria. As at the last check, I didn't see that Damagun is from north central. So why is he fighting tooth and nail to hold on to power like a military dictator to the extent that he's not saying he will unleash? Let him unleash terror on fellow members of his party and let's see how it goes. The whole world is watching. Those days are gone.
Chief Mamadou, if I may jump in quickly, There are those, and I asked, are responsible for the crisis in the party. There are those who will ask you.
Jump in, Sheung. So you are also like in the bomb crack of Willie Wiki and others. Anyway, so that's what they are calling politics in Nigeria. Okay, they will stay inside their party and keep it destroyed, while they are also publicly telling you they are supporting Tifnumbu, and they do not want any backlash from that because they are not working for anybody but themselves. So if something happens that Tifnumbu becomes a vegetable, which is unlikely, a vegetable that won't be able to actually say wants to run again, which is unlikely, by the way. But that's how, that's how unfortunate politicians in Nigeria, that's how they are. It's all about themselves. Nigeria can burn. Nigeria can burn to ashes. They don't care. As long as they can make money from it, it's all okay. All fair to them. You all can starve to death. It doesn't really bother them. As long as they can feather their nest. So they can appear on different TV programs and begin to eulogize a murderous regime, which is the start of a Bukwari, or a kleptomaniac regime, which is that of incompetent kleptomaniacs, right? A US, a US asset, you say is a US asset in Nigeria that will kind of ensure that 3-4 generation Nigerians will never be out of poverty. They've already wiped off like half of the generation's wealth. Generations' wealth has been wiped off from you, and therefore 4 or 5 generations from now are going to be born into poverty. There's no chance, there's no way out. And they are okay to buy all whatever they can buy for their own children abroad. Citizenship they can buy for their children abroad. They don't care about you in that place, right? Where is Akume? I mean, no, why do I keep calling him Akume? Suswan, who was on the one program yesterday talking about not being able to afford egg. He too has something to say about their problems.
The leadership of the PDP has a lot of problem. And over time, it was expected that we'll sit down together as a party and address the issue of leadership problem. Since we lost election, the last election, things have not been well with the party. And because we have a leadership of our party that has no capacity and competence to sort out the problems of the party, it has continued to degenerate. Issues that ordinarily would have been settled amicably, because of lack of capacity on the part of the leadership of our party, those issues have been left to fester and degenerate to the level where we are today. It is an act of irresponsibility for the chairman of the party to sit down on his own and begin to suspend people in the manner that he did. And if the head of an organization is not responsible enough to know that if you have a problem at that level, that problem would have been escalated to the governors. The governors, as of now, are the leaders of our party. And so if without consulting people who are financing the party, who are the leaders of the party, the chairman could sit down on his own and then purported to have suspended some members of the National Working Committee, which powers he doesn't have. Of course, the other members are also entitled to suspend him as well. It is unfortunate that we're watching dirty linen in the public. We know that our party have gone through a lot of problems since we lost this election, but we didn't expect that it would degenerate to this level. If we have a leadership that has integrity at the headquarters of our party, of course, it won't be as bad as it is now. What I suggest is what the governors are doing. The governors, like I said, in absence of a president, the governors are leaders of our party because to some large extent, they are the one financing the party. And it is natural that he who pays the piper dictates the tunes. So we'll wait the outcome of the governors' meeting, whether today or tomorrow, and the decision they will take. But we have come to a level where that leadership of our party must go. If they don't go, of course, the party, most stakeholders, even within the PDP, have alluded to the fact that the party is as good as dead. I don't share in that pessimism. I don't share in that. What I believe is that with proper leadership, with leadership that will engender confidence in people, we can put the party together. But what we have now are people who have no history of the party, people who are just there for themselves. They don't care what happened to the party. And so we must put people in place who have the history of the party and the interests of the party and the commitment of the party at heart. The group of people we have there as leaders of the party have none of those. And so we've just reached a stage where the governor must take a decision. And that decision has to be in the direction of sorting out the issue of leadership. If we have good leadership there, of course, most of the problems that have escalated to this level will not even get to this level, and they'll be sorted out. So my own opinion is that the governors, as they meet, must look critically at the leadership of the party, which is common knowledge to all party members and even Nigerians, that we don't have leadership at the PDP headquarters. The leadership of...
It's unfortunate for them, right? You see, when I look at PDP and what they have become, sometimes I tend to want to be careful, right, with how I make life choices. One man's ambition, just one man's ambition, destroyed not just the party, it destroyed Nigeria. And Nigeria would never recover, ever. So Nigeria is now tilting towards that level of total breakup, balkanization. Let me give you the backstory. Because Atiku was president, that is why you have what you have in Nigeria today. Is the genesis of it. Because he won't be president. That big man egoism, right? Coupled with other things, so don't get me wrong. Atiku want to be president. Good luck. Jolanta want to go for second term. And somehow, because they were born to rule, they felt so insulted. Somebody like Jonathan, that one, want to challenge them. They will show him. So what did they do? A party that wants to brag of having 28 governors, over 209, nearly 300 House of Representatives members. Out of 107 senators or so, they were controlling more than 80 senators. That was how kind of powerful they were. And what happened? Atiku and the supposed loyalists, PDP governors, PDP senators, House of Rep members, they all moved en masse to go and join Tifnumbu, Bokwari, to start a party called APC. Now, they decimated that PDP, not just that, they ushered in the terrorist political party and foisted them on Nigeria. Even though some of you are so dumb to be shouting change, 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 that's not actually what gave them the power. They did all they could to sabotage their country, the country they want to come and rule. They mobilized terrorists from across Africa and got them ready to invade Nigeria if Goodluck Jonathan failed to leave power. Because Atiku wanted to be president. Saraki and Co, who joined him and all of them today, where are they now? Where is Atiku himself now? So when they now go to the APC, then play them the normal wayo. And when they couldn't get what they wanted, they returned back to the PDP they destroyed as the landlord. Yes, Shebi Jonathan don't go out of the way now. Yes, we're supposed to be the landlord. They did not know that they will meet another madman called Werewike. Now, the Werewike they have met there, that one is now like them. It's not like them. It won't leave. We will make sure, say, the party remain nothing. Today, APC they don't have any real opposition, no, apart from all of you, the obedient, especially on social media. But you do not have the political clout to fight them per se. APC have no opposition anywhere. No, they don't. They sabotage their own country to the point that they kidnapped school children to sell a total failed country narrative to the rest of the world. America, Democrats in America, Obama and Co, they back them. The rest is history today. The economy that was like a $568 billion economy that was being compared to that of China 9 years ago, 10 years ago, is now being compared to that of Somalia 9 years after that because of one man's ambition. One man's ambition. They were so confident they will rule Nigeria for 50 years until the ambition of one man became the albatross. And look at your Nigeria today. Bukwari came. He showed all of us where we all belong. Before now, there were some lines, they call them fault lines. All this tribal bigotry you are witnessing today, they were usually regional. They never go mainstream. They were never like at the mainstream until APC, Egbe, took over power in Nigeria, destroyed Nigeria economy, destroyed the Nigeria fake unity. And today, all of us now know where we belong. The Igbos here, the Yorubas there, the Fulanis here, the Hausas, everybody don't know their level. There's nothing called one Nigeria. Everybody here don't clear. Thanks to Bukwari and his gang. Because of one man's ambition. He is still contesting. He's going to contest in 2027. Yeah. He wants to be president of Nigeria by fire, by force. Today, I don't think PDP have up to 13 governors anymore in Nigeria. Today, have up to that? I don't think so. What about House of Assembly? National Assembly? Minority. And those who are left in there, they are no longer in any way loyal. Nobody is loyal to PDP. Just take your chance and take whatever you can take. Because of one man's ambition. Don't ever forget that. Life decision, right, can make or mar you. Sometimes some decisions can actually ruin a whole country. You are welcome to Nigeria, where now you know where you belong. People are now begging for unity. Unity beggars. We are one country. Let us come together. No one shape fun ti shape fun. Ko possible ko ma je pon epe lo se fun e. Iwo ati tani one country. Iwo ati tani come together. Come to do what? They brought in killers, terrorists. And they told us that we should choose between our land and our life. Something that we never have. They disarmed us for Fulani terrorists to be killing us. Look at us today. But when you think about that, they will say it's because you have a Fulani phobia. Ogun kill you there. Fulani phobia call. Before Bukwari, people were able to defend themselves. Yeah. Nobody was saying, you mad. You go come to claim land for a saying. From where to where? You'll be asking for land in Nnewi. They swear for you. From where to where? But Bukwari came. They normalized this murderous Fulani terrorist. And they told us not to talk about it. If you said anything about it, they will say because you hate the North. They were killing them in the North, making people homeless in the North. He said, don't talk about it. Let us all come together. Come together to do what? Today, what we are battling with now is the Yoruba versus Igbo, Edo versus Anioma, Ijo versus Ishekiria or Yoruba. People are now fighting themselves on tribal, this ethnic darts. No thanks to APC, because of one man's ambition. One man's ambition. So, Andy, do you see the light at the end of the tunnel? They ask Adele Momodu.
Let me, just before you go, Chief Momodu, I'd like you to comment briefly on the state of the nation, especially the economic realities that we currently face, the pricing of fuel. And especially today, the Minister of Budget, Mr. Bagudu, has said that the federal government is working hard to change the narrative and change things around. And there are efforts being made to ensure that the living conditions of Nigerians change. And he says that better days are ahead, and they're enacting policies aimed at revamping the nation's economy. Do you have a sense that there is light at the end of the tunnel, just like the Vice President Kashim Shettima also said today, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel? Do you see that ray of light, Mr. Mamadou?
You see, a woman whose child has been killed before by a witch may not trust any woman. I've lived long enough in this country called Nigeria, 64 years plus, and I've listened to all the sweet talk by politicians and political leaders. I'm yet to see the sign of that light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm not going to argue with them. I wish them the best of luck. I want Nigeria to be good, as I said, so it's not in my interest for Nigeria to collapse. So if they do it well, history would applaud them. And if they don't do it well, the people coming after them will also tell them the same thing they are saying about Buhari, a member of their own party now, that Buhari left them collapsed the economy and everything. The same party accusing itself. So it doesn't take time. Before you know it, 4 years is gone. Maybe whatever they do, they get another 4 years. It's okay. We're used to it. At my age, I've almost virtually given up on anything happening from them, because we can see the signs that politicians...
But Chief Mamadou, quickly, if let's take the words of the government. For example, the president who has said that, look, it's like the pain of childbearing. In the initial stage, it will be painful, involving some gnashing of the teeth. And at the end of the day, it will be better. Can we take the words of the president for it and for a moment believe that, let's be optimistic, is it possible? Do you believe in the capacity and the path that this government has been threading over the last few months or so in the policies they have made, that things can actually get better? We experience the initial pain, but do you see the capacity of the president in delivering to Nigerians better life in the long run?
Sheung, Nigeria has turned me into an incurable pessimist. There is nothing you say, I will just sit down, look, and be watching. I don't know anything about capacity any longer. You see, you know the story of Atiku. Atiku has turned the herbalist into a novice. That is what our political leaders have turned Nigeria into. Leader after leader comes, makes promises. I remember I supported President Buhari in 2015. 2 months after he took power, I started writing letters. I saw the signs that we were going nowhere and we were just going into perdition. And he invited me over, and we had a talk one-on-one. 2 of us in a room, and he said, Dele, what have you seen? I told him. And I compiled all the things I've been writing about previously, and I said, I'm going to write about you. So now, in fact, I stopped writing in this era because I've seen that it's just a waste of time talking to people who will not listen. So I'm minding my business. Oh, people will say, hey, you're supposed to be the president's friend, you are this and that. So for me, I doubt that much will come out of what is going on. Because even the people who surround the president, a lot of them are not ready for the change. They are not ready.
Chief Dele Mamadou. Let me just...
But let us wait till 2039. So when Tifnumbu is done with you by 2031, somebody said they will hand you over to Hell Rufaya or Shitty Man. That one go come do another 8 years. We go come end in 2039. If you make it that far, or how old would I be by 2039? I will be 55 years old. Chaize, my daughter, Kuforola, she's going to turn 16 next week. And that simply means